Progressive overload is the secret engine behind getting stronger. It is the principle that forces muscles to grow because when we repeatedly challenge them with slightly more work, they respond by adapting. The problem is, many people train and train and train, but nothing changes. The body becomes comfortable. The muscles stop responding. That's where progressive overload steps in. Think of it like leveling up in a game. If you stay on the same level forever, nothing changes. But if you push just a little bit more each week, more reps, slightly heavier weight, an extra set, shorter rest, the body gets the message. It realizes it must evolve. At its core, progressive overload is simple. You slowly increase stress on the muscle, and this doesn't have to be dramatic. Even 5 extra pounds on a bar can be a big deal, or 2 extra reps, or just 30 seconds less rest between sets. The tiny increases, those are what add up. Because muscles adapt fast, they get used to routine. When you keep repeating the same comfortable load, strength gain stalls, and eventually stops. Increasing intensity is the way we dodge plateaus, and plateaus are often the moment people want to quit. Tracking plays a major role. If you do not record your numbers, you're working blind. A notebook or an app transforms guesswork into real data. You can see what you lifted last time and know exactly when to bump it up. And those small bumps, those are what compound over weeks and months until you look back and realize the lift you're doing now was once impossible. Tracking creates accountability. It makes progression intentional, not accidental. Now, this doesn't mean reckless jumps. The biggest mistake people make is going too heavy too fast. They see progress and get overexcited, then form breaks, then tendons get angry, and suddenly training becomes rehab instead of growth. The safest way to overload is gradual, little increases, small progressions, because muscles need stress, but they also need recovery. Rest days are part of the programming, not weakness. When you rest, the muscle tissue repairs. That is where growth happens. Overtraining does not speed results. It blocks them. Variety also matters. Changing movements keeps the body guessing. A bench press plateau might break when you switch to dumbbells for 2 weeks. A squat plateau may disappear after you add pause squats, or front squats, or tempo squats. The body loves patterns, but patterns are the enemy of adaptation. Variety also keeps training mentally fun. When you're excited for a new movement or challenge, motivation climbs, not drops. Nutrition plays a supporting role. You cannot overload your way to growth if you're underfeeding yourself. Progressive overload demands fuel. It demands recovery nutrients. It demands hydration. Protein supports repair. Carbs supply training energy. Fats help hormones do their job. When all three work together, the results feel almost automatic. In the end, progressive overload is a long game. It's not shocking. It's not flashy. It's not overnight transformation. It's 100 small increases that turn into major achievements. One day you look back and realize you re-lifting weights you never could have imagined before. And that's when it hits you. The small steps were actually the big steps.